As the MC stumbles upon this incredible title, they instinctively opt to conceal it by selecting the private option on their screen. Yet, to their surprise, the title's effects persist even in privacy mode, though it won't be publicly displayed under their username. Stretching leisurely, the MC muses that players who've completed the quest should be emerging by now, pondering how Yomin is faring. Scanning the surroundings, they catch sight of Yomin brandishing a dagger behind a player under attack by a goblin. With a wry smirk, the MC notes that Yomin seems destined to survive once again. Meanwhile, as the remaining players wrap up their quests, the angelic overseer gazes down, perplexed by the sudden monotony. She observes the dwindling numbers of players, now nearly balanced with the goblins. With a sigh, she acknowledges her oversight and ponders whether to inject more excitement. One player, cradling a fellow player in their arms, tears streaming down their face, queries the angel about her cryptic suggestion to make it more fun, just as the person in their grasp begins to glow and then vanishes inexplicably. Bewildered, the player gazes downward, witnessing the disappearance of all the deceased. Before any questions can be voiced, the angel conjures more goblins, eliciting startled reactions from the players. As the goblins materialized, they immediately surged toward the remaining players, instilling fear and panic among them. Amidst maniacal laughter, the angelic overseer gleefully announced that she had generously provided a free 50,000 goblin refill, adding to the chaos. Hesitant and weary, the players grasped their daggers and charged at the horde of goblins. However, the goblins quickly surrounded them, making it increasingly difficult to land any decisive blows. As more players joined the fray, the system notified them that 1,021 individuals had successfully cleared the quest out of 5,143 participants. Meanwhile, Yomin, holding another player hostage, found himself besieged by goblins. With time passing, more players managed to dispatch goblins, and the system updated the tally to 2,129 players out of 5,143 clearing the quest. Meanwhile, MC, having completed their quest, sat quietly within the barrier, observing as another player was helpless to save their friend from the goblins' onslaught. The system announced once more that 3,533 individuals out of 5,143 had cleared the quest. Noticing the angel's genuine amusement, MC regarded her with a determined gaze, recognizing her enjoyment amidst the chaos. As more people finished their quests, a glowing barrier surrounded them, and the system announced that 5,143 out of 5,143 had cleared the quest. Players who hadn't yet finished panicked, questioning why the goblins had suddenly disappeared. Observing the system's announcement of quest completion, the angel noted that now half of the players had passed, indicating the quest's fulfillment. However, she somberly stated that the remaining players had to perish, following the game's rules. Shocked and desperate, the players pleaded for explanations and second chances, to no avail. Slowly, those who hadn't completed the quest began to vanish, leaving the survivors speechless and bewildered. Addressing the dismayed players, the angel questioned their lack of happiness at being alive, reminding them that survival was an achievement. Congratulating the survivors on passing the first round, she encouraged them to strive for better results in the next round. Reviewing the detailed results, the system displayed Black Side's impressive first-place finish with a time of 10 minutes and 21 seconds, followed by Stupid Idiots in second with 16 minutes and 15 seconds, and Heavenly Demon in third with 17 minutes and 7 seconds. Another system screen revealed that Black Scythe maintained first place across all areas. A notification appeared in front of MC, declaring that they had cleared the quest and rewarding them with 1,000 gold for use in the shop, accessible upon reaching level 10. As other players stared at MC in awe of his achievements, he couldn't help but smirk, relishing the attention now that everyone knew he was in first place. Impressed by his performance, the angel in charge of his area approached him, marveling at his strength and inquiring about any special runes he might have obtained. Before she could finish her sentence, however, she caught herself, biting her lip. Looking up at her, MC casually asked if she couldn't discern his runes from his status window, to which the angel, somewhat shaken, hastily affirmed that she could. With a smile, MC inwardly scoffed at her response. Then, MC called out to the angel, asking if he could request a favor, leaving her momentarily flabbergasted. She questioned what he meant by a favor, and MC explained that he found the rewards for achieving first place to be insufficient. His boldness shocked all the survivors, even the angel herself. With a visibly angered expression, the angel demanded to know what MC had just said. Unfazed, MC calmly stated that he desired a better reward and expressed his dissatisfaction with the one he received. As MC stood his ground, everyone present was rendered speechless by his audacity, including the angel. Internally seething at the human's arrogance, the angel contemplated her options. While she couldn't simply eliminate him for his insolence due to her limited authority, a glimmer of mischief crossed her mind. Admitting she couldn't kill him outright, she instead proposed a compromise, acknowledging that such requests were typically denied outright. Descending to the ground, she informed MC that she needed time to consider his request and suggested they speak privately, instructing the others to wait until they returned. As MC and the angel made their way toward the forest, the other players were stunned by MC's audacity in negotiating with an angel. Some wondered if such negotiations were even possible, while others pondered if they, too, should demand better rewards. A few speculated that only those in first place, like Black Scythe, had the privilege to make such requests. Amidst the envy and speculation, MC paused in front of Yomin, fixing him with a fierce glare that left him utterly bewildered. With a smirk, MC continued following the angel, leaving Yomin puzzled in his wake. In the forest, the angel questioned why MC kept his distance, insisting he stay close. Gritting her teeth, she inwardly cursed the perceived stupidity and greed of humans, frustrated by the constant need to reiterate instructions. She lamented her lack of power to change rewards, acknowledging that even if she could, she wouldn't grant MC a better reward. As they walked, she shot a sidelong glance at MC, silently vowing to teach him a lesson for his greed. As they approached a rock in their path, the angel quietly resolved to end MC's life once they passed it. However, she quickly reconsidered the consequences of killing a player for personal reasons, realizing it could lead to complaints about fairness and even blame from higher authorities, potentially ruining the game. With a grimace, she acknowledged the need to eliminate any potential witnesses to her actions. Baring her teeth in frustration, she mused that MC should have kept quiet. Turning her gaze back to MC, she questioned him about the reward he desired. Before she could finish her sentence, MC suddenly lashed out, striking her squarely on the cheek with his fist. Stunned, the angel staggered backward, crashing to the ground as she struggled to make sense of the sudden turn of events. As the angel was struck squarely in the face, she collapsed to the ground, MC standing emotionless behind her. Staring at the golden blood flowing from her nose, she couldn't fathom what was unfolding, questioning if a mere human had delivered the blow. With a stream of curses directed at MC, she attempted to rise, ready to retaliate, but he had vanished without a trace. In a blink, he reappeared behind her, seizing her wings as she struggled to comprehend the sudden assault. Despite her cries of pain, MC remained impassive, tearing at her wings mercilessly. As she writhed in agony, he callously removed her left wing, admonishing her for her supposed theatrics. With a foot pressed on her shoulders, he cruelly tore away her right wing, leaving her helpless and screaming in pain on the ground. Gazing down at her wingless form, MC remarked that now she wouldn't escape without her wings. Meeting his gaze through tear-filled eyes, she reluctantly admitted to the pain, to which MC cynically recalled her earlier laughter. Confused and suffering, the angel demanded answers from MC, only to be silenced as he revealed a hidden dagger within her wing, intended for his demise. Stunned and enraged, she clenched her teeth, grappling with the betrayal unfolding before her. Observing her reaction, MC flung the wing aside, asserting that he knew her true intentions. In a futile attempt to defend her innocence, Brielle insisted she never harbored thoughts of harming him, but MC cut her off, claiming he could read her intentions plain as day, addressing her by name, Brielle. Startled by the revelation, she demanded to know how he knew her name, but MC brushed off her inquiry, asserting it was none of her concern as he retrieved his dagger from the system. Confounded by the unfolding events, Brielle questioned MC's actions and his sudden display of a weapon. He retorted, asking if she couldn't deduce his intentions. Attempting to assert her authority, Brielle threatened MC with the power to make him suffer, but he swiftly dismantled her bravado, reminding her she no longer possessed such abilities, further stoking her fury. In a fit of rage, Brielle shouted at MC, warning him of the consequences and vowing her fellow angels would avenge her. MC, however, scoffed at her proclamation, questioning the loyalty of her so-called comrades, dismissing them as selfish beings who wouldn't bat an eye at her demise. As MC declared it was time for her demise, Brielle trembled but defiantly warned him of the futility of her death, insisting it would not benefit him. Unmoved, MC coldly dismissed her concerns, stating it was not for her to decide, a fact she should be well aware of. Attempting one final intimidation tactic, Brielle cautioned him about the consequences of killing her, implying it would impede his return home. With indifference, MC revealed that their return was automatic, a fact that seemed to surprise Brielle. Despite her offer to share information in exchange for sparing her life, MC, holding up his dagger, declined, stating he already possessed all the necessary information obtained through her torture. He revealed her role as a mere pawn, tasked solely with guiding others, shocking Brielle with the depth of his knowledge about her. Before she could comprehend the extent of his insight, MC lunged at her, delivering a swift, fatal blow without remorse. As her lifeless body fell to the ground, the system announced MC's historic deed, being the first player to slay an angel. With this accomplishment, he earned the title of the first ever Angel Slayer, along with the angel's blood as a reward for his unprecedented feat. MC, seizing the rewards, felt a surge of relief realizing he had once again claimed the title of the first Angel Slayer. Among the rewards was the Rune of Slaughter, which the system announced would be automatically sealed to his body upon use. MC was well acquainted with these rewards, having encountered them since his 13th iteration. Each reward was akin to a unique item, and this time, he had secured the Rune of Slaughter. The system explained that this title bestowed upon the bearer the ability to double their stats when facing divine opponents. MC smirked, satisfied with the outcome and the rewards. He mused aloud, anticipating the shock of the angels when they discovered he possessed a rune. Among the rewards, the angel's blood stood out as the most significant, categorized as a one-time use item with the unique effect of transforming the user's class into a Grim Reaper. MC pondered the implications of this transformation, knowing that changing classes was typically achievable at level 10, and there were 30 different job options. However, obtaining class-changing items was usually a natural progression during hunts or under specific conditions. Yet, there were exceptions, unique items attainable by only one individual under particular circumstances, offering unparalleled benefits such as bonus stats, skill options, and more. Despite returning without completing the final round, MC resolved to strive for first place in all zones. With 3 rewards at his disposal, he selected the triple EXP buff exclusive to the second round, emphasizing the urgency of reaching level 10 to unlock the ability to change classes. With determination in his eyes, MC turned his focus to the journey ahead, poised to conquer new challenges and unlock the full potential of his newfound rewards. As this marked his final chance to regress and start anew, MC knew he couldn't evade the challenge any longer. He had to grow stronger, no matter the cost. As he watched the angel vanish, the system declared the end of the first round, revealing the staggering number of survivors: 900,514,645 across all areas, with 5,143 in MC's vicinity. The system announced the imminent transfer of players' souls back to their original bodies, with the second round scheduled for February 1st. Yeongmin, suddenly jolting back to his original body in Bosingag, looked around in confusion. Puzzled, he questioned if everyone else had experienced the same blackout. As others groggily regained consciousness, complaints about headaches and soreness filled the air. Yeongmin shared his suspicion with his friends, noting the eerie correlation between the duration of their dream and the time on his phone. His friends, equally bewildered, questioned if it was all real and if they would have to return on February 1st. Uncertain and unnerved by the surreal experience, they contemplated the possibility that what they had just endured was more than just a dream. Yeongmin, noticing his friend lying motionless on the ground, grew concerned and questioned why he wouldn't wake up. His friends, equally alarmed, attempted to rouse him to no avail, resorting to shaking him vigorously. As they turned him onto his back, they recoiled in horror, placing a trembling hand on his face to check for signs of life. With a trembling voice, one of them declared that he wasn't breathing and felt no pulse. Yeongmin, wearing a smug expression, inquired if he was dead, prompting a wave of fear among his companions. As the realization sank in, they surveyed their surroundings, realizing that all those who hadn't awakened were lifeless bodies. Dread crept over them as they realized only half had survived, and they dreaded the thought of the next round. In contrast, Yeongmin's demeanor shifted dramatically as excitement surged through him. Ignoring the fear gripping his friends, he exclaimed in exhilaration, declaring the situation to be awesome. In the midst of his excitement, he reflects inwardly that whether one is born with a silver spoon or not, survival is the common denominator, rendering futile any lamentations about life's perceived injustices. Urging his companions to compose themselves, he reassures them that mere survival is the primary objective, prompting him to question the source of their anxieties. His shaken friend interjects, deeming the situation unfair and expressing regret over unfulfilled experiences. Interrupting, Yeongmin counters that everyone is grappling with the same challenges, challenging the notion of unfairness. Observing his friend's disdainful glances, he is silently labeled a lunatic. The bold companion remarks that, given Yeongmin's past as a thug, he wouldn't perceive his own demise as unjust, contrasting his own aspirations. Catching Yeongmin's gaze, he questions his focus, to which Yeongmin dismisses any connection, claiming the person is no longer present. The bold friend jests, suggesting the person might be Yeongmin's personal errand boy. In his thoughts, Yeongmin ponders the person's whereabouts and recalls seeing MC before losing consciousness, speculating about MC's fate. Unfazed, he comments that someone like MC, a perceived loser, likely wouldn't have survived. After finishing his thought, he catches sight of someone clad in a garish chest plate and wonders about the person's identity and the origin of their tacky attire. Disbelieving what he just witnessed, a memory jogs his mind, and he murmurs, "status window," prompting the system to materialize before him, displaying his in-game stats. Surprised by this unexpected turn, he is taken aback that the status window actually manifested. His friends, intrigued by his exclamation, echo "status window," and to their amazement, their own screens appear too. Yeongmin questions his friend's puzzled expression, only to receive the same inquiry in return, with the revelation that they can only view their respective status screens. One of them wonders if they could utilize it in real life from the beginning, while the other speculates about the functionality of stats and items. Eager to test the theory, Yo-min picks up a pebble and crushes it with his grip, astonished as it transforms into grains of sand. Sporting a devilish grin, he exclaims once again how awesome the discovery is. Later, a news reporter solemnly recounts an astonishing event from that morning. Approximately 10,000 citizens lost consciousness during the bell-tolling ceremony at the plaza facing the Bosingak Pavilion in the Jongro area. Urging viewers to witness the footage, she describes an unidentified woman, resembling an angel, appearing above the pavilion and addressing the crowd. Suddenly, a man points at her and utters something, only to be instantly killed in a mysterious explosion. Following this, the woman extends her hand towards the crowd, resulting in the collapse of around 10,000 individuals. Police reports indicate that those affected were primarily aged between 15 and 29, with similar incidents occurring across 128 other countries. As MC scrolls through the inundation of comments on the news, he reflects that the anticipated event had begun, but this is merely the initial phase. While articles detail the deaths, he acknowledges that the actual issue lies elsewhere. Observing the news screen, he notes the transfer of players' abilities into reality and the absence of individuals with notably high stats currently. He explains that the current lack of impact is due to players' abilities not being significantly developed yet. However, as players level up, they will ascend to become transcendental beings, birthing literal human weapons that surpass even state-of-the-art weaponry and military might. MC has no intention of remaining passive as the world spirals into chaos, recognizing that Earth could be destroyed before even reaching round 20 if he does. He sees only one viable path forward, to assert control over all players with overwhelming force. However, achieving this requires a different approach from his previous life. In his past experiences, he needed 5 players to open the boss room, but now he has a few candidates in mind and has devised strategies to recruit them as allies. Yet, it's not yet time to execute his plans, because he has more pressing tasks at hand. Upon arriving home, MC notices something amiss as he opens the door, realizing that someone had opted for instant noodles for dinner once again. Venturing further into the house, he discovers his younger brother, Raiwan, fast asleep. With a gentle smile, he remarks on Raiwan's deep slumber despite his absence. Raiwan, in his 3rd year of middle school, is now under MC's sole guardianship after their parents tragically passed away in a car accident, marking a significant shift in their once normal family dynamic. As MC reflects on their changed circumstances, he notices the plaster on Raiwan's bruised hand coming loose and tenderly readjusts it with a heavy heart. With a sigh, he flicks on the light, rousing his brother from sleep. Rubbing his eyes, Raiwan checks the time on his phone, informing MC that it's only 6 a.m. However, MC interrupts his brother's drowsy musings by swiftly pulling off his blanket, urging him that they can't afford to waste any more time. Raiwan, still groggy, inquires about the urgency, prompting MC to promise to explain everything, but insists that Raiwan change his clothes first as they need to depart. With a tired yawn, Raiwan asks where they're headed, suggesting he'd prefer to catch a few more winks if it's just to watch the sunrise. With a calm voice, MC urges Raiwan to listen attentively, emphasizing that now is not the time for peaceful slumber, considering the chaotic state of the world. Confused, Raiwan mentions MC's attendance at the bell-tolling ceremony and inquires if something significant occurred. MC suggests they continue the conversation outside while walking, prompting them to step out of the house and stroll side by side. As they walk in silence, Raiwan notices the gravity of MC's demeanor, pondering the severity of the situation that has clearly unsettled his brother. Startling him, MC questions if Raiwan is oblivious to the recent world events. Shaken, Raiwan asks why MC seems so ominous and if something transpired while he slept. Leading Raiwan along, MC directs him to check the trending searches on his phone. Raiwan browses through the results, bewildered by headlines describing an angel appearing and transporting people to another world. MC clarifies that only their souls were taken, not their physical bodies. Rattled, Raiwan questions if MC was among those taken, to which MC confirms, elaborating that he narrowly survived by slaying 100 goblins. Concerned for MC's well-being, Raiwan asks if he sustained any injuries. MC dismisses Raiwan's worry, but Raiwan insists, stating that MC is his only family now. In his thoughts, Raiwan reflects on MC's resilience after their parents' passing, recognizing him as a pillar of strength. However, he acknowledges the disparity between inner strength and facing physical threats like goblins, especially considering MC's lack of physical prowess. With a reassuring smile, MC addresses Raiwan's thoughts, explaining that the other world operates with a stats system similar to that of games, rendering their physical conditions irrelevant. This revelation eases Raiwan's concerns, prompting him to inquire if that's truly how it works. MC confirms, and then teasingly remarks that Raiwan might have a different opinion after witnessing what's to come. Perplexed, Raiwan asks for clarification, demanding to know what MC means by that. In response, MC invites Raiwan to follow him if he wants to find out, but Raiwan refuses to budge until MC discloses their destination, earnestly requesting an explanation beforehand. Halting in his tracks, MC gazes back at Raiwan, noticing the wound on his hand. With a somber tone, he utters the name Bangtaigyu, leaving Raiwan stunned. MC reveals their destination, Bangtaigyu's hideout, the individual who bullies Raiwan.